All right. Welcome, everyone, to another Mountain Man Monday. This is live stream episode 39, and today is August the 10th, 2020. I want to welcome everyone that joins live tonight and later on the Mr. Mountain Man YouTube channel. You can always find the archived live streams under the live stream playlist. And as you can see, we have the new and improved Mountain Man live stream with my new microphone tonight. So hopefully everybody gets that loud and clear coming in, and we'll enjoy some improved audio on the live streams and through some of the videos that I do. So anyway, that'll be cool to have, and going to wait and see who joins us this evening. And I was running around scrambling to get here on time. I was out running some errands at the grocery store and doing a bunch of things after work. So happy to be here with you all again, and hope you've had a great start to your week. It is a very nice week in the mountains right now. The temperature is absolutely perfect. The weather is really nice. We've had a lot of rain, but it is getting to be very nice part of the summer right now. It's pretty awesome. So let's see. Oh, okay. So who we got? We got Marvin Carlton coming in here first. Hello, Mr. Mountain Man. May not be on long. We're having a big storm right now. We'll stay safe. You know, with my update on the mountain weather, it's also still summertime. And so that means summertime storms. So hopefully wherever you are, stay safe. Hopefully you can not have too much of the trouble with any kind of lightning or tornadoes or any kind of stuff like that. I don't want to see that. Hopefully it's a quick passing rain shower. We've got AZ Rock in the house as always. Cool microphone. Hope you're doing well. I hope you are doing well and having a great start to your week. Thank you so much. Yes, I have a new microphone for the live streams. Hopefully it's coming in nice and clear. You guys can let me know, and we will enjoy the new and improved audio tonight. So who else we have? We have Foxy Wolf. Happy Mr. Mountain Man Monday. I love it. That's a great branding for this thing. Yeah, absolutely. And again, trying to get on as soon as I could. I was kind of scrambling after work today, running some errands and stuff. Just got back from Sam's Club, and it was so I was racing down and just trying to get everything set up. And so yeah, it's going well. Let's see. We've also got Chad Loveless. Hey, Chad. It is going well. I hope you're also doing well and having a great start to your week, and everything is going well in your neck of the woods. Yes, we have all of our regulars showing up tonight. And yeah, so I just wanted to let everybody roll in here before we get going with our traditional housekeeping and news and notes for the week. Like I was saying, so Marvin's talking about the big storm right now. And we've had a lot of rain, but it's been thankfully letting up just a little bit. Yesterday was actually Saturday and Sunday were really nice. We had a little bit of rain and a quick shower or two, but it was really nice. And so, pardon me. And so I just been enjoying, because in the mountains, it's been pretty much in the 80s. We haven't had any of that crazy, super hot heat here in the mountains. Thankfully, we haven't. I believe it was down 90 in the valley when we were driving around yesterday, but it hasn't been that hot, at the higher elevations. So not too bad. So AZ Rock says sounding great. I hope it does sound good. I tried to tweak it in and get everything set up, so hopefully you all are able to enjoy that, and it sounds really good, because as you know, I have that sweet mountain internet that is, I do everything I can to make it as good as possible. And now I figured to up the audio game and make it as nice as possible. So you all can give me feedback on how it's sounding tonight. Foxy Wolf says, this looks like a regular radio podcast there. Yeah, nothing but the best for us here on the Mr. Mountain Man channel. I always like, to be able to bring the best quality possible. So hopefully this is coming in real nicely. Let's see. Chad Loveless says we've missed out on 2 storms in the past 2 days. Dreary but muggy. Yeah. I mean, July and August are usually the thick of the summer and kind of the real hot part of the year. But again, we've just been real fortunate. It's been other than the rain, but that's keeping everything green. The mountains look beautiful. And so pretty happy about that. Just trying to enjoy and get outdoors when we can, doing as many outdoor activities as possible. Speaking of outdoor activities, we got Smoky Mountain Hiker. How are you doing tonight? Hope you're doing well and hope you've had an enjoyable summer between the motorcycle rides and the hikes and everything else you've been doing. And I hope you're doing well and having a great start to your week. We've got Rita Lockett here. Hello, Mr. Mountain and everyone. Very hot here. Heat and humidity. Yeah. I mean, I guess for August the 10th, what else can we expect, right? It's about that time of the year. And Foxy says, I finally got about an hour's worth of rain this evening. Oh, that's right, because I believe you mentioned being maybe down in Georgia and it had been in it like a drought. And it's funny how those things work. It's either feast or famine when it comes to the rain. And so it seems like it's either flooding or dry. So hopefully you did get some and it maybe greened up a little bit and cooled down. Although sometimes in the South, after those rains, it looks like a steam bath the way it comes off the pavement. We got Blondie's Adventures. Hi, Mr. Mountain Man. So Blondie, you were doing a live stream earlier today, and I was just slammed at work. I saw the notification. I did pop in and support the channel by pressing the thumbs up. Unfortunately, I was not able to hang around and chat. So hope you're doing well as the traveling Hoosier. If he's in earshot, let him know and say howdy. We've got Sarah Rathbone with as always, a cool picture with the big dog. Love it. Good evening, everyone, and good evening to you as well. Let's see who else is saying hello here. Let's see. Oh, we got Kentucky Girl. Hello, Mr. Mountain and everyone chat. Is that a new mic setup you got there? It is. So, yeah, so this mic right here, this is the Rode Procaster. And I had done a bunch of research on exactly what I wanted to do. And I had been wanting to do this for some time. And so I was doing a bunch of research and kind of learning the ropes. I tend to be a pretty technical person in nature anyway. So wasn't intimidated by any of the setup or what needed to happen. But I kind of was trying to figure out how I could get a cleaner, richer sound for the live streams. And if I have to do any voiceover for the videos that I do. Because I do have 2 channels, although this is the primary one with the live streams and the social interaction and community. So I got this. I did a bunch of research. I actually did a review video on this and the supporting equipment to get this going. So I will have that out on the channel at some point. You all can let me know how it sounds tonight. And I'll be looking forward to listening to it afterwards on the live stream to see. But again, I know I'm not the best in the community for 4K live streams and high def live streams, but at least this guy right here is going to bring you the best audio in the business. Got a little bit of a pro amateur setup here. So hopefully this sounds pretty good. You guys can let me know though. We got Brian Fisher here tonight. Hello, Mr. Mountain Man. Hello to you as well. Hope you're having a great start to your week. Let's see. All over in the mountains, East Tennessee, Smoky Mountain Hiker said, yes, it rained here too, just today too. I was over in your neck of the woods or your backyard yesterday with the family. We made a quick trip over to Gatlinburg in East Tennessee, and I'll show you some of the pictures if you all haven't checked out on my Instagram account. Let's see who else we have here. We have also Jennifer Rathbone. Hi, Mr. Mountain Man. Hi to you as well. Nice to have you all here tonight. It's really great. Let's see. We also, everybody's saying hello, and Blondie is awesome as always, saying hit the thumbs up. I do appreciate the thumbs up support on the live stream and on the channel. Anything you guys do to support it. If you enjoy it, thanks for letting me know. And also feedback, feedback here and feedback in the videos. If there's something you like, a particular part. For example, if I was just to single somebody out, I know Kentucky Girl was talking about in the last video how she really liked the this Little Switzerland, and it was a nice video, and other people have given feedback about what they like and such. So I really do appreciate that. Thank you so much. And thank you for the support. I may have to get off early. Everybody, there's some nasty storms moving through Indiana. So yeah, we got Kentucky Girl with a storm. We got Marvin with a storm. hopefully you guys are all safe. It's just, summertime and everything's going all right. Yeah, Kentucky Girl inquiring, Brian, did you get the job you're interviewing for last week? Hope things are going well with you and everybody else. So as folks roll in again, I apologize. Hopefully this isn't too late for people. I was running around, running errands, as I mentioned. I had to stop over at Sam's Club. Tomorrow is my 19th wedding anniversary. So I wanted to pick up some food to cook for myself and the wife. I got some New York strip steaks. We can't go anywhere because of the kids and the pandemic and everything. So I figured I'd make a really nice meal. So I got some New York strip steaks. And I also got some like really nice brownies and some broccoli casserole and this really nice Cobb salad. So, hey, I do what I can with what I have. I had to get that. And I had to stop and get gas and do some other stuff. And so I was just trying to run back and catch up with you all, get the audio set up on this and trying to get this tweaked. And I've got the arm here and everything and get it all adjusted. So hopefully it's sounding pretty good to you all. But yeah, I didn't intend to be on this late. I will try to back that up. This was just a little bit of a hectic day. In fact, speaking of anniversary, last year, if you want to go through my video library, I did do a review with my wife at Binion's Roadhouse in Hendersonville, North Carolina, which is south of Asheville. Speaking of steaks, I don't know what the theme is, but we had steaks that day. I had a porterhouse. It was a local restaurant in Hendersonville, and we did a review down there. So if you want to check that out, that's a pretty fun video. Let's see if anybody else is saying anything here. We have, thank you for the well wishes. Happy anniversary. Yes. And all in potential's harm way, please be safe. Yes, stay safe. Rita says, happy anniversary to you and your wife. Thank you so much, as well as Brian. Thank you. I appreciate it. And yeah, happy anniversary early. That's great. Dinner sounds like it will be perfect. I mean, it's amazing. I love going out to eat. I really do. And normally we go out to a really nice restaurant. In fact, for our 15th wedding anniversary, we were in Gatlinburg. We rented a really nice A-frame cabin up in Chalet Village. Now, unfortunately, it had burned down since, but we had gone to a beautiful restaurant that also burned down up there. Blackberry Lodge, I believe it was called. If memory serves correct, it was really upscale, like fine dining. We sat outside, incredible views of Mount LeConte. It was absolutely gorgeous. It's so sad that place burned down. So anyway, I do like to treat and go out. That's what I usually equate the anniversary, like to go out, make a really nice meal, kind of reminisce about when we got married and stuff. And but we can't do that considering the circumstances. So at least, I bought some decent food, but it's funny how much more reasonable. I mean, it seems obvious, but I got like 4 New York strip steaks. I don't know. It was like $30 or something like that. That's incredible. Cause if you went out and tried to order that, that'd be well over $100, and it's Angus. So it's really good quality. But yeah, so, but you don't get the ambiance of being out at a restaurant, and I would have done that. But anyway, yeah, trying to do the best with what we can. Yeah, thanks for the well wishes for people in the storm's way. Here's to a wonderful anniversary with some flowers. Thank you so much, Foxy Wolf. I do appreciate that. And let's see, the reviewer. Hey, sorry, it's been a while. Life's been crazy. How is Mr. Mountain Man tonight? I am doing well. How are you doing, the reviewer? I believe I am not the best at memory, but we got a lot of regulars here, including yourself. You had mentioned once maybe being in school or university or something like that. If I am correct, I'm sure you're busy. I hope things are going well for you. If I misspoke and was talking about somebody else, I apologize. Jeff Rathbone says, happy anniversary. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, as well as the reviewer. Well, happy anniversary. And Sarah Rathbone with the dog. It's awesome. It's warm and sunny here. No rain, just a little earthquake. Yeah, I'm going to talk about that in a few minutes as well. We shared in some of your experience. Foxy Wolf says, I would never turn down a steak dinner. Yeah. Okay. So if you want to know my favorite steaks in order of how I like them, porterhouse is number one, because when you get a porterhouse, you're getting a filet and a New York strip. Talk about the 1-2 punch. That is an absolutely incredible steak. If it's not done cheaply, like if it's not just thrown on the grill and you get a little bit of seasoning and maybe some, sometimes they'll put a little butter on top, maybe not. And if they cook it right, the porterhouse is an incredible steak. Coming in number 2 would probably be either side of that. Oh, maybe you could say the T-bone, the porterhouse being a bigger version of that, and porterhouse T-bone. Probably after that, I would go with the filet. The filet, then the New York strip, then the ribeye, and then I think everything else is below that. That's kind of my order. So I love a porterhouse, but I do try to balance my red meat intake just to be sensible about it. I think about once a week. I've turned to turkey meat a lot. I didn't think at first I'd like it, but we use it like if we have spaghetti sauce with meat, it's turkey meat. We use so I've gotten really used to turkey for turkey sausage, turkey bacon, and then a lot of chicken and stuff like that. So I'm not against red meat. I just try to have a good balance. Mr. Mountain, did you get married in the mountains? I did not get married in the mountains. We actually got married in Puerto Rico. But I was not married in the mountains, but we did go to our 15th wedding anniversary in the mountains. And that was a really nice trip. We had several good trips. Brian does not have a good time in the mountains. You got fire. Yeah. California reminds me a little bit of Florida, where you get just about every kind of natural disaster. Rita says, strangest thing happened to me. My living room ceiling started sagging and split. It had to be replaced. Good gracious. I hope you got a professional. It sounds like you did get it fixed. I'm not that savvy on foundation and housing structures, but I'm interested. I wonder if maybe something in the attic or the floor above, or if there was any water damage or something, but I hope you got everything taken care of, Rita. The joys of home ownership. I say that a little bit tongue in cheek, and it is great, but it is a lot of work and it can get really expensive too. Big Daddy says, hey everyone, nice fancy microphone, Mr. Mountain Man. I appreciate it. I hope you're enjoying it. I want to bring you guys the best quality in sound. I would say video, but you know how that goes. By the way, you can give me a video check if you all want to tonight, and let me know how the video's doing as well and how the audio is working out. We got Lily LMR Collins. Good evening and happy anniversary from St. John's. I appreciate it. We appreciate it. That is very kind of you. It's great to have you here. I hope you're having a great start to your week, and thank you for stopping by this evening. Kentucky Girl says, is there anything on the Eclectic Candyman to help with that? I appreciate that, Kentucky Girl. I have really been enjoying the Eclectic Candyman. That's not everybody's cup of tea here. And I plug my other channel because I put work into it, but you all don't have to. Some people like it, some don't. But I've been enjoying it more and more. If you go back to my older live streams, you will hear me say that the Eclectic Candyman was just, I didn't care. I would just record something pretty raw and dump it out there. But the fever to do things mostly right and well caught on for me on that channel too. So even if I put out a tool review or a quick repair video, I try to do the best I can and continually improve on it. The one thing that's a lot easier is I don't have to do any advanced, or extras like maps and music and, and overlays. It is a pretty much a contiguous way, and it is a little easier to shoot because it's not on location. But I do enjoy the Eclectic Candyman. Yes, hope it did not cause any damage. I'll go through a few more of these, and then we'll get to our news and notes. AZ Rock says, didn't you two meet on a cruise, if I remember correctly? That is correct. We did meet on a cruise, and then we went back on a cruise again for our honeymoon, the same one. And that was a heck of a story, because I may have mentioned this, but when you go on a cruise and they always have like a honeymooners party where they give you cake and champagne and stuff. But to be able to, I don't want to say brag, but to be able to be on that ship and be like, yeah, we met here. You'd think that happened a lot, but it didn't. And they were like, oh, wow. We're like, yeah, we met on this deck, here. So it was a pretty cool story. Rita says, they said that in the early 60s, they were put up with nails instead of screws, and the nails came loose. I hope it doesn't happen in the rest of the house. That's interesting. Again, this is not my trade or anything like that, but from what I know, code is continually improving on building structures like hurricane code and how they build and electrical code. That's why when a lot of people go through an older house and like, oh, good gracious, this is a fire hazard or this wasn't built right. But the beauty, I will say, the real nice thing about older, and when I say older, let's say everything before 1995 or 90. Now, I know that's not that old, but bear with me for a second. It feels like these days, at least the places I've lived, everything is very cookie cutter, meaning the most reasonable way a developer can create a subdivision or housing is to buy attractive land, make the lots as small as possible, come up with 8 designs, and then allow the homeowner to choose and build it. You have a lot of repetition. Now, there's a lot of good to that because you get home warranty and it's consistent, and the builder, can repair things the first couple of years. So there's some advantages, but there's no, I'm going to use my word eclectic. There's no diversity and eclectic nature of the home building. And so all the houses look the same. So if you go with older house, you get all these one-off designs, even in the 80s or 70s, 60s, or before. Now, it doesn't mean that there weren't row houses in places in the United States where there were very similar developed houses. I understand that as well. But in general, I think there's a lot more. I think there's a lack of creativity. And of course, anybody who can actually hire an architect and a home builder, that's more the exception than the rule, because you're really getting into premium houses at that point. Got a sound and audio check, or video and audio check for Brian. Brian, I appreciate that. Video and sound is great. Thank you so much. As well as radio. Thank you so much for both that and Foxy Wolf. Very, very good. I'm glad that that's working well. And AZ Rock. Oh, Blondie's Adventures. Got to head to bed. Everyone have a blessed night. You as well, Blondie, and tell Traveling Hoosier that we said hello. Oh, Ted and Deborah Harrison popped in. Hello, Mr. Mountain Man, and everybody here. Yeah. Glad to have you here and hope you're having a great start to your week. AZ Rock said that is so cool in reference to the cruise. That's why I remember. Yeah, it is cool. It's a cool story. And it's always nice to remember it. I cannot believe it's been 19 years. I mean, talk about where's the time go? Like, it's just nuts. Like, everybody says the same thing. Time flies. And I think it flies, especially when you're an adult. Like, when I was a kid, like the ages of like 8 to 21, every year was like 5 or 10 years. But when you become an adult, like this Mountain Man Monday, every time I blink, it's Monday again, like week after week after week, month after month. It just flies. Life's busy. Life's good, blessed, and thankful. So yeah, but it goes quickly. Foxy Wolf, YouTube. So yes, it's youtube.com/The Eclectic Candyman. And thank you, Foxy Wolf, for plugging that. I do appreciate that. Chad said, I just celebrated my 17th anniversary. Well, happy anniversary to you as well. We met on a blind date, knew each other, but we're I'm butchering this. Knew each other, were who they were, but we never had met. So you had the blind date. That's fantastic. It is really cool to hear people's, stories about how they met, or, well, I'll tell you another interesting thing about my experience. So my family and we were supposed to go on a cruise, a Christmas cruise in late 1998. And the ship had run ashore and got messed up, and it busted the ship. So the cruise line called up to my parents at the time, or my parents at that time, and said, I'm sorry, you're not going to be able to go on the cruise. We'll give you a free one later. And so my mom picked another one later in the summer on a different ship. And I think it was a different or the same ship. I can't remember. And the cruise was free. And that's the time when I met my wife. So, had that ship not run aground, and, had we picked a different week, you know how all those things go. Probably the same thing with all your all story as well. Let's see. Let me go through again. Happy belated anniversary to you, Chad. It's a neat story. Also, that is, hey guys, I'm getting a lot of lightning in my area. I think I'm going to go off the internet. Talk to you next week. Thank you, Kentucky girl, and stay safe. And thank you for stopping by. This is really the first expensive repair we've had happen in 55 years. We've been blessed. That is great to hear. And that's another thing about older construction. A lot of it is quality. Even though if the code has changed or maybe improved, there's a lot of quality and workmanship in older houses. Let's see. We had a bunch of hellos. And if I don't want to miss anything, Mr. Mountain Man, it's your anniversary. Congratulations. Yes, tomorrow, 19 years. Very, so that's cool. I wish I was married. I've been single for over 35 years. Well, the bachelor life, you can, there's something to be said for that as well, right? Foxy Wolf says the cruise was free, but became priceless. That's right. That is the way it happened. And, it is a fun story to kind of think about. I just can't believe it's been so long. I'd like to do another cruise. I haven't done one in some time. I mean, they're real cheap right now because of what's going on. Like just to book them, they're cheap. But yeah, I would like to go on another cruise at some point in the future. All right. So with that, let's get into it. So we've got housekeeping for the week of August 10th, 2020 here on the Mr. Mountain Man channel. So starting off, yes, ta-da! We have the new microphone. Just trying to up the quality of what I present to you all on these weekly live streams and some overdubs on the videos. Again, this is a Rode Procaster microphone. Did a bunch of research in the hookup and how this works. I think it sounds really great. I had listened to a whole bunch. I was pleased with this. And the way I had looked at it as well, as far as an investment, this is something that it's not like a consumable or perishable, or I know that's talking about like food, but this isn't something you're going to have to replace, in a year. I mean, unless you do something bad and drop it or break it. But for the most part, it just, stays put, and it's not an on-location piece or anything like that. So this will last me for some time. So I thought it was worth it, and I'm very happy about that. Next up, we have, so I hope you all enjoy that as well. And again, it'll give some balance to the video because I don't have the mega upload speed here at home. So I can't bring to you the clearest of image, but you will have the clearest of audio. All right, let's take a look at my typical news and notes of the week. The only, let's see, what else do we have? Yeah, so over on the old Instagram here, most of you, I believe, do follow me, but let me talk about a few of these. Let's see, what was the date? I think I showed you the deer last week. This was, 4 days ago. This was a picture of the Blue Ridge Parkway a little over a week ago. By the way, Instagram is famously known for a lot of people adding filters to their picture. So if you have the Instagram app and you upload a picture, there's a lot of fancy filters to kind of enhance or make the picture look even more spectacular than it normally does. And this picture and all of my pictures, I do not use a filter. So because if you ask me, that picture looks like a filter has been applied, but I have not applied a filter to that picture. And so anyway, it was beautiful. Part of the beauty there, believe it or not, is because the road has just been paved and it looks really nice. And that was after a rain, so there was a little bit of a wet look. And I think you can see even a little bit of steam there. Next up, oh, this is a cool one. I got some cool videos coming up for you guys. This one here, let me make sure. Yeah. Let's see if it'll play here or not. If I hit play, this is me. Is it going to play? Boom. Check that out. That's me splitting wood. More to come. Doing a little lumberjack work, and I love that slow motion video. That thing is super cool. I thought that was awesome. I really got a kick out of that. So look for a video coming up on that. What else? Oh yeah. So, that was, I will also have another video on this, the little quick trip over to East Tennessee yesterday, but on the way we stopped and ate. We were sitting outside and there was a park bench, and my kid looked at me and says, "Hey, look at that. There is, Daddy, there's a black widow." And I looked down in there and I'm like, good gracious. So I showed the lady who works there and she's like, yep. And I took that picture. That thing is nasty looking, isn't it? I mean, it wasn't super huge, but I'm not joking. Like, we were sitting on that bench for like 15 minutes. If that thing, I believe from what I've read, black widows are not aggressive unless they feel threatened, but putting your booty down on the bench might make the spider feel threatened. So yeah. And we got Dale there, not a fan of spiders. This one is interesting. So that one is crazy. Yeah. What do we got? Clicking too fast here. Oh, there's yours truly at Putt Putt yesterday. Ripley's Davy Crockett Mini Golf. You all know I've been there before. It was kind of warm there in Tennessee, because when you go to Gatlinburg or Pigeon Forge, that elevation there is between, depending on which city you're in, you're between 900 and 1,200 feet, as opposed to up in the mountains, it might be 2,000, 3,000 or above. And so when you come down there, you get a little of that southern heat, and it was 90 degrees. And so a little hard to tell there, but it was under the shirt there. I was sweating pretty good, but nice evening, fun golf course. So there's a little update on the Mr. Mountain, Mr. Mountain Man. And let's see if I have, here we go. Eclectic Candyman. Just bringing that up. Somebody had already put that, youtube.com/Eclectic Candyman. I do have, let's see if oh no, I don't. Hold on a second. I don't have that. Just trying to show the homepage here. I did publish a couple of new videos, a tool one and something from a brake job. Again, you guys are probably not going to go over there and watch that stuff, but I just wanted to, let folks know that I had that over there. Pretty much for news and notes, that's about it. Again, I've got content for about 3 new videos coming up. So I'll be trickling those out as I can. Got a little bit of a work's busy, family's busy, lots going on. I mean, good, but busy. So, as always, I don't always get the content out to you all as quickly as possible, but that's why I really appreciate this weekly live stream episode as well, because I want to stay connected with the community. And believe you me, when I get a chance, I'm making videos. I have a laundry list of things that I want to do and places to go and things to do, the types of videos to make. So it's just a matter of getting them all out to you. So that is the housekeeping for the week of August the 10th, 2020. And let's check out some of those comments there. I'm sorry, I should have been looking at those while we were going. Let's see. Brian says he's got a house built in the 40s. Okay. Oh, we got somebody here doing redneck things with Tony and Lean Larson. Congrats, Leanne and I married 17 together, 20. Well, congrats as well. And that's really awesome. Oh, and it's a very nice mic. And thank you and welcome to the live stream, by the way. It's nice to have you here and welcome to the channel. I can't remember if you had chimed in before, but welcome. And I hope you're having a great start to your week. And congrats as well if you were celebrating yours. Ted and Deborah says, your new mic sounds great. Thank you so much. That was the goal. I appreciate the feedback. And I really hope you all are enjoying it, because all I hear is me. But if you guys hear the rich audio, that's what I was going for. Thank you, Foxy Wolf. Yes, you can always reach me on Twitter and Instagram at Mr. Mountain_man, because some imposter got there first and got at Mr. Mountain Man. They don't count. I'm just saying that funny. So we have the 2 ways of social media if you want to keep in touch. I'm really enjoying Instagram. At first, I did Twitter mostly. I actually was never on Instagram. Now I have an Instagram account, both for the Eclectic Candyman and for Mr. Mountain Man, but I try to use the Mr. Mountain one often. Let's see. Smoky Mountain Hiker says, I don't use filters myself. I like doing neutral. Yes. I think there's for me, that's the way I'll remember that memory, is seeing it how it actually was. If I start adding a tinge or a filter, that's not how it actually was. Now, that's not to say it doesn't look cool or very artistic. And who knows? I don't want to say I would never use a filter if I was doing something, silly or different or something like that. But I traditionally don't use the filter there. Let's see. Chad said, love that video of the chopping. Very cool. I appreciate that. Yeah, I spent a bit of time setting that up and doing some of that stuff. So, thank you for the feedback, Chad. I appreciate that. That was a lot of fun. And again, look for the video coming up. I'll get editing that this week. That'll probably be the first one that comes out. And then I'll move on to the next one. The spider sure does have a lot of legs. Yes, it does. I thought Black Widows only had a red hourglass on them. Yeah, so I don't know about that picture. Let's see if I go back to share the screen here. Let me go back to that. Let's see. So it was red, but that color there, down there, there's like a drop or something right here. That's not part of the spider. And it's weird because I use the flash. So yeah, that's it. I don't know if it looks more orange. It looks almost like a Tennessee, but that was red, and then there's some kind of. It's hard to tell the dimensions there, but yeah, I'm kind of done looking at that picture. Oh, did I miss this one? What was that? All right, so yeah, this one here. This was also in Tennessee. I must have skipped right over that. That was the site of my first Mr. Mountain Man video like a year ago. This is not the Foothills Parkway that most videos are shot from. It's split up. This is exit 443 off of I-40. So you usually only go this way if you're coming from the east, like Asheville, like where we come from. And then you cut up here, and then it goes through Cosby, and then you come from the east side of Gatlinburg. Almost everybody who tends to come from, Ohio, Kentucky, Indiana, Tennessee, they're coming in through Pigeon Forge and from the north side. And that's not to say there aren't other ways that come, but it seems to be more popular coming from that way. So this is the Foothills Parkway on the other side. I decided to jump up there and take a picture. So hopefully you guys got to see that one as well. What was that, your new axe you were using? Yes. So Rita is mentioning that she does watch my Eclectic Handyman channel. One of the Craftsman videos I did, I picked up that splitting maul at a Sears hometown store in Spruce Pine, North Carolina, when we went out to Little Switzerland. We stopped there first because I was picking up some tools, and I did pick that up. So yes, I got to use it, and I was super pleased. The wood was a little wet, and I was worried it might not split, but boom, went right through it. Great photos. Thank you, Smoky Mountain Hiker. You have a great Instagram channel as well. So everybody make sure if you're on Instagram to follow Smoky Mountain Hiker. Love your photos, Smoky Mountain Hiker, the way you present them. Yes. Let me see. Every time I see you holding a putter, it always looks like King Kong holding a toothpick. I love it. I appreciate that, Big Daddy. Yeah. We had a lot of fun yesterday. That was pretty cool, and had the family there, and it was neat. So yeah, hopefully that picture kind of came out fun. I'll have a video of that as well. We just started watching live events. This is cool. Yeah. A lot of folks in the YouTube, the entire YouTube community globally run live streams. In fact, I'm a motorcycle fan. And if any of you remember the television program, Orange County Choppers, that was on for years and years, I was a huge fan of that with Paul Sr. and Paul Jr., the Tuttles. Paul Jr. had a live stream tonight. I had never seen it. We were at Sam's Club. I didn't have any time to watch it. I turned it on for like 3 minutes on my phone as I was walking. It's a really awesome way for folks from all different venues to be able to interact with the community. It really is nice. I mean, the internet has moved leaps and bounds. This would not have been possible 10 years ago. Because of the bandwidth and a lot of the other things. I'm not talking about YouTube wasn't possible. I think the evolution of the live stream with the bandwidth and all the technology that we have. So yes, it is cool to have these events. And not everybody likes them. I followed a few channels that they don't ever do live streams, and they're super successful. It's just not their cup of tea. Edited videos, and that's what they do. That was a neat picture of the spider. I'm glad you saw it. Yeah, and I'm glad it didn't bite us. I quit Facebook, too many goobers. Laughing out loud. You know what? I agree with you. I am not a big fan of Facebook. Facebook for me, okay, let me clarify. I have found a niche on Facebook that I do enjoy, and it's called Facebook groups. So I'm a member of like the Den of Tools, and Craftsman, and a Mustang Club, and some other groups. The groups tend to not get political and controversial, at least not the ones that I join. And so I find Facebook groups to be pretty good. And I have very few friends on Facebook. It's mostly just family because I just really don't use Facebook that much. And it has shown how rude and crude and controversial people can get, during the pandemic. One of the good friends of the community, Yankee in the South, they've actually taken, speaking of groups, they took theirs down because of controversy and problems and people getting, the spirit of Facebook groups and Facebook in general well, I shouldn't say Facebook in general, but Facebook groups, you know, especially in this community, would be one of being positive and sharing fun events and neat things together and sharing experiences and such. But when it gets toxic, it's no fun anymore. So I totally get it about that, about Facebook. Hike with Mike says, hey, everybody, hello to you as well. Glad to have you here, another regular in the house. And I really appreciate everybody that hangs out with us on Monday night. Again, apologize, it's a little bit late tonight, but again, I was trying to run around and get this thing set up and do all the things that, you know, to get ready for you guys. Thanks for the explanation on the spider. Now I see. Yes. Let's see. Just having a good conversation here. I need to jump over to the news, but oh, those malls, those splitting malls work great. A lot better option than just using an axe. Yeah. I had a good friend in Tennessee show me the ropes a while back on how to do that. And the axe, you know, if you're going to cut down a tree, I guess you would use the axe. But a splitting maul essentially is like a burst of impact. It's still sharp on the end, but it's like a blunt impact to split the wood in half. And so it's pretty cool. And Smoky Mountain Hiker says, yes, I like that show with Paul Sr. So Smoky Mountain Hiker, I'm not sure if you still have cable or satellite, but they did just do a 2-hour special. I still have satellite. And they did a 2-hour special where they got together for the first time in like 10 years, the two companies, and built a bike together for ABC Industrial, I believe is what it's called, or roofing. It was a good episode. It was a little bit awkward because they did get into it and I was kind of surprised, but I'm too much of an introvert to do live streams. Yeah, it's just, you know, some folks are able to deliver content daily or multi times a week or whatever. And you know me, I've already told you the whole spiel. I like content or quality. I strive for quality, but I have a lot of things going on in life. And so it's difficult, the continuity at the level I'd like to. What I want to do and what I'm able to do are two different things, but I'm settled with that because I love my family and I have work and I have a lot of other things going on. But the live streams offer me ability to bridge a gap and stay connected in the Mr. Mountain Man community. And so for other channels that are able to produce more often, you know, a live stream may not be necessary. Some people find them fun, and some it is not a necessity. Again, I think of one channel I really liked. I tend to be very eclectic in nature, by the way, if you haven't picked up, besides Eclectic Handyman with my interests and hobbies. But Indiana Jack Trucker, he's a truck driver. He had a pretty cool channel. I think he's got about 60,000 subscribers, if I'm not mistaken, or is it 40,000? I don't know, whatever it is. He's never done a live stream, and he had a great channel. Facebook is still around. Yeah, I know. Well, if you have Instagram, you have, you know, yeah, that's, you know, owned by Facebook owns Instagram. Yes, Facebook has gone crazy this year for sure. Yeah. That's why one thing, if anybody ever, you know, tries to connect on Facebook or whatever, I just don't use it. I prefer to, you know, that's why I like Instagram, because it's just pictures. I mean, you could get controversial or political or something like that, or put a meme out there, I guess, or something. But for the most part, people are just posting like pictures, and that's what I love the best. I never really realized that. Foxy Wolf says no Facebook for me. Yeah, right on. Most people on Facebook engage mouth before they do their brain. Yeah. One of the things that I had been noticing recently was, listen, if you listen to this channel and some of my news, which I am going to get to, I promise, you know that I'm a big one for, you know, relying on the experts when it comes to the pandemic. It's a complicated subject. I'm not an epidemiologist. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a medical scientist. This is not my forte. But is it not amazing how many people slept at a Holiday Inn Express or became a graduate of Duke or Vanderbilt, or, you know, and works at, you know, John Hopkins or something else? Because everybody seems to be getting their logic off of Facebook about the pandemic, trying to, you know, blow a lot of smoke like, oh, more people die from Alzheimer's and heart disease in a year than coronavirus. Why is everybody making such a big deal? Well, first of all, I didn't know you could catch Alzheimer's by somebody sneezing at Walmart, or, you know, that. So I guess, you know, again, I think I mentioned that last week. News to me, but getting logic from Uncle Jimmy on Facebook that has no idea about these types of topics is better left alone to true professionals and people who've got, uber years of tenure on that. So I tend to rely on that, and I try not to deduce. I mean, we all have to deduce our own logic on topics. That's how we operate in life. But I don't want to, on a complex, kind of have homegrown logic. And I think there's a lot of that going around. So back to this comment right here. Most people on Facebook engage mouth before they do their brain. Well, that's where I'm coming from, is that, there's just a lot of homegrown logic about, these topics. And it's just been stressful and kind of frustrating. How could someone write to you since you don't have Facebook? Is it possible? Right now, the biggest thing to stay connected in the community, because I don't really have any main avenues, is through following me on Twitter and direct message me, or on Instagram. I guess there's that's not really come up. I'm not that big of a channel. I'll probably set up an email address at some point to open up on the on the YouTube page. So I'll keep you posted on that. But right now, the social media outlets would be because if you follow somebody on Twitter, but again, I'll probably set up an email, Mr. Mountman email here coming up if the channel requires it. Yeah. I have Facebook. Yeah. Well, most people do. It's kind of like, I wonder if how many years ago? I don't know, maybe 100 years ago or 50 years ago, depending on if you're talking about cars or if you're talking about 20 or 30 years ago with cell phones or cars or telephones, cell phones or all these things. If people had conversations, we don't need it or whatever. Facebook is kind of a way of life culturally. You don't have to have it. It's just, I have found myself get on the phone, look at Facebook, and then my heart rate goes up out of stress from reading comments and stuff and garbage. It's like this funnel of garbage sometimes. So that's why I had to find some groups for my hobbies that I like and just kind of, hang out in there. Foxy Wolf agrees. Smoky Mountain Hiker, don't have TV anymore, just internet. Okay. Well, they, Paul Jr. Paul Jr. Designs has a YouTube channel if you're interested. I wouldn't know what to say in a live stream. Yeah. Well, and again, not a necessity. You have a ton of great content on yours. You don't necessarily have to, have a live stream. I did not know for a long time that you could talk. Yeah, laughing out loud. Facebookers have more followers than doctors have patients. Yeah. Yeah, this is interesting. Good comment. Somebody had mentioned, this is an interesting time in history because when it comes to the pandemic, this is the first time that gives a voice to the uninformed, and social media is very powerful. Yeah. I mean, if you could be some numbskull that sounds like you have a little bit of convincing logic, and then it catches on in the typical social media fashion, and a bunch of people believe it. Well, that sounds smart. Maybe more people do die of Alzheimer's and heart disease. Well, this coronavirus is BS. I don't need to do anything. This is made up, And then on the other hand, there's more people have died from the coronavirus than all the years combined in Vietnam War. That's a pretty impactful stat to me, considering how severe, the American deaths were in Vietnam War. And so, I mean, that's just one statistic, but it's, because it's close in nature around there. So anyway, I wonder if you had a post office box you use. No, I do not. And I know some in the community do have a PO box. I do not. I don't have any current plans for that. Again, I'm still pretty small channel, view and subscriber, but that's not any kind of knock to anything or anything like that. Just a I didn't thus far. I haven't had a lot of inquiries for anything like that. But as the channel grows, I will certainly continue to reevaluate things. Amish man was asked why there was no COVID outbreak in their community. Amish man replies, no internet. Right. It's probably half truth, half joke, right? It's very clever. I found that YouTube is a better family. Yeah, there are a lot of like-minded, friendly folks in the community. I believe that in general. I do believe there are, everybody has a little different agenda. I think people might think they know, what I'm implying or talking about, but really I am very eclectic. So I don't just stay in like this community. Of course, my videos are in this community, but I mean, I'm all over the place. Tools, cars, Disney World, all kinds of stuff. So if I ever have an opinion on YouTube, it is not necessarily grown from this community, but in general, I think there's a lot of different agendas and what people want to do with YouTube. A lot of the Disney channels, I've watched a lot of other things. So I think a lot of it is genuine. There are really nice people. And then I think there are some people that this is a job, they might, going to Disney World or talking about old muscle cars or tools or whatever. And so, it's just different. And so, sometimes it's tough to tell, but I think my overall impression and experience in my community has been a very positive one. With a few rare exceptions, it's been a positive experience. So I do agree with you. I saw somebody new here. Oh, hey, Saxy. Well, not new, but Saxy Matt. Glad to have you here. Saxy Matt, if you guys enjoy music, I haven't seen Saxy Matt here in a few weeks, but if you are new to the channel, Saxy Matt has some tremendous music content over on his channel. So give him a hello. Nice mic setup. Thank you, Saxy Matt. I appreciate that. This is the new Rode Procaster. I wanted to deliver you guys the ultimate in audio. I'm sure you can appreciate that as a musician. I am not, but the music of my voice in the live stream coming to you all tonight. So anyway, yeah. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the new audio and whatnot. So yeah, with that, let's get to the let's finally get to the news and notes of the week, right? I mean, I'm running a little bit behind. Hopefully you guys can hang out with me and enjoy. I hope you're having a fun time. Let me get that fired up. And I did not have that tab open. This will take me 5 seconds to get it fired up. I always enjoy this because it does spark good conversation. Speaking of which, I really do enjoy the comments that you guys bring back during the live streams. Let me tell you something. I'll tell you something else about live streams. I have been on live streams. Oh, quick good night from Chad Loveless. Good night, heading out, Mr. Mountain. Have a great week. You as well. And thank you for stopping by, Chad, and thank you for supporting the community. I hope you have a fantastic week and take care. Good night. Let's see. Us too. Make a video and post it. That's how we do it. Yes. Oh, hey, we got All About the Smokies. So All About the Smokies, this is a great story. I'm all over the place, aren't I? All About the Smokies, I had no idea was Awkward Bob, the old channel Awkward Bob. I don't know if I should say old channel or not. I did not put 2 and 2 together. I knew All About the Smokies, had subscribed to this channel. I had seen that he had subscribed, or this channel had subscribed. I mentioned it in last week's live stream, but then only did I put it together this week. So if you do enjoy the Smoky Mountains and those types of videos, you can check out Bob over there on All About Smokies. So glad to have you here tonight. Nice to have you a part of it. Let's see, make sure I didn't miss anything else. If I did, I will catch up here in a second. All right, so let's get back to news and notes of the week. Oh, the last thing I was mentioning about live streams and their controversy. I have been on some live streams, not in this community, that are very open to speaking about politics and current events and all that kind of stuff, and can get very controversial. And you will get people that, in the live stream chat that will get kind of, really on both sides of a story. So, I like to toe the line here. I like to talk about things related to the home base is the Mr. Mountain Man community, my videos, that type of the mountains and travel and entertainment. But I do like to sprinkle in some current events and things that I enjoy talking with you all, either related to the mountains or just current events in general. So I think this does stimulate some good conversations throughout the week. All right, so here we go. Starting up. Let me make sure that I share this first. And the first article, which somebody did mention, by the way, is, pull that out of the way, earthquake in North Carolina. Hopefully that goes away. Yes. United States Geological Services confirms a 5.1 magnitude quake Sunday in Sparta, North Carolina. That early reports indicate were felt up to 200 miles away. The preliminary estimate of a 5.1 magnitude earthquake occurred at 8:07 a.m. Sunday. The quake was felt across much of North Carolina and upstate South Carolina, according to data and social media reports, and as far away as Ashland, Kentucky, where Sanders said he spoke with a man who almost certainly felt it. Sanders said the USGS had received reports of things being broken in homes closer to the epicenter, but that it was too soon to say whether any significant structural damage had been caused. The USGS said the quake was the strongest to rock the region since a magnitude 5.2 earthquake in 1916. There were no reports of serious injuries, which was good. There were some cracked roads, and images on social media showed some items knocked off grocery store shelves. The USGS said on its website that there are chances for one or more aftershocks in the next week, forecasting a 45% chance for earthquakes of magnitude 3 or greater. The chances of another quake are as strong as the one on Sunday or greater was about 1%, the Geological Survey said. It was crazy. I woke up, speaking of Facebook groups, we have one in our neighborhood, and there were like 5 posts that said, was that an earthquake? Was that an earthquake? And then I had seen on Twitter, Dale Jr. from NASCAR had said, did I just feel an earthquake? And he lives in North Carolina. Well, I slept in Sunday, and I didn't feel it. And then I went and inquired to the whole family, and nobody else felt it, but a bunch of people in the neighborhood did. So probably just rocked me back to sleep. But this was a pretty big deal. If you see from that image right there, that was the epicenter, and that's where I guess all of the maybe the reports were felt. Let's see if anybody else did anybody else feel the earthquake. Let's see. Hi, everyone. Sexy has a fantastic polka blog. I did. Oh, well, Brian, are you on the East Coast? I thought for some reason I might be mistaken that you were on the West Coast. So when you said earthquake, I thought you were on the West Coast. This was the East Coast one. But, you said we had a 4.1 south of called Salton Sea. Okay. Yeah. Smoky Mountain Hiker says, I was in Cades Cove and didn't feel it myself. Yeah, and if you look at that map there, as you get over into Tennessee, you don't see as many of the blue squares as much as you do in North Carolina. Even over here in Asheville, there aren't as much. AZ Rock said he didn't because he's all the way over in Arizona. Well, thankfully, that's good. And Brian was in the West Coast. Okay. Yeah, so this was big news. I mean, it was on the news yesterday, and it was a big deal. I mean, thankfully, there's nothing, no major damage. There is a fault line in this part of the country, and that's what causes some of these earthquakes. I tell you what, I'd be kind of freaked out if I felt an earthquake. I think that's kind of you just never know. I mean, like hurricanes and stuff, they're coming, you get news reports and all that stuff, but and tornadoes, if you go on that scale, I mean, I guess they're supposed to be able to somewhat predict earthquakes, maybe a little, but not usually, right? Again, that is not my space of knowledge, but hurricanes, you kind of know they're coming, and then tornadoes, a little less warning, and then earthquakes are like almost always a total surprise. Oh yeah, Foxy Wolf is plugging Smoky Mountain Hiker for daytime hikes and photos. Bring tears to your eyes. Wonderful channel as well. Absolutely. I always want folks to plug their channel here. If you are a content creator on YouTube, feel free to shout out your channel and what you do. A lot of like-minded folks here, or I should, instead of saying like-minded, I should say a lot of common hobbies within this community. That's what I should say. Saxy Matt, I appreciate that. Everybody who enjoys, I do appreciate that. I do not have a channel, just want to plug all the real talents here. I like that. That's really cool. Sarah says, I'm like 25 minutes away from Asheville and didn't feel it, but people all around me did. Yeah. So yeah, here in Asheville, I didn't feel it, but again, a lot of people in the neighborhood did. It seems like earthquakes are happening more often. Yeah. I know there's been a couple of smaller, like 2 and 3, 2 and 3 magnitude, but this was a big one, like the biggest one in 100 years. All right, next up, this was some good news. No weekend COVID-19 safety citations for Buncombe restaurants. If you're not familiar with what Buncombe is, Buncombe County is what encapsulates Asheville, North Carolina. So when you hear Buncombe, that's really talking about Asheville. So this is positive news. This is basically, from the article, after announcing a plan to crack down on restaurants violating COVID-19 safety guidelines last week, city and county officials have yet to issue any citations to area businesses. Stacy Wood, Buncombe County Health and Human Service spokesman, confirmed the lack of penalties on August 10th. Over the weekend, a task force consisting of public health officials, Asheville police officers, and members of Buncombe County Sheriff's Department, city, and the county fire marshals, et cetera, visit local restaurants based on prior reports of noncompliance. The task force observed some restaurant areas where people were not social distancing without face coverings, and said some of the discrepancies related to signage. She did not specify which restaurants the task force had visited. And they quoted, most of these situations were addressed with establishment, and the task force members were able to provide resources on the spot, which brought them into compliance. Overall, we are seeing a high level of compliance and a willingness to quickly come into compliance when there is a requirement being met. This is good news because we want the economy to thrive. We want local businesses, especially restaurants and such, to be able to be open and operating. If people follow the rules, social distance, wear the mask, follow the guidelines, and businesses can operate and do what they need to do and make money, and everything kind of comes together. So I thought this was some positive news coming out of here, and also for the local area here in Asheville. So happy to see that there were no issues with COVID in the local area as far as businesses throwing caution to the wind and not following guidelines. I'd say overall, this community in Western North Carolina has been doing a very nice job. So, on that same note, this was an interesting article out of the Citizens Times. Where should you eat in Asheville? Here's what local food pros have to say. Now, I'm not going to read to you a ton from the article, but I wanted to just kind of shout out that if you are a foodie, I will tell you this much. If you are an entertainment junkie, so let's stick to the mountains for a minute. If you're an entertainment junkie of attractions, Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge come in first place. If you are an outdoor junkie, you've got a tie between Western North Carolina and East Tennessee. If you are a foodie, Asheville, North Carolina comes in first place. The amount of diversity and food options and quality of food in Asheville is fantastic. And I've only scraped the tip of the iceberg just to get into that. And a lot of that is because as a family, we go to a lot of chains and things like that, when we can't eat out because of, playing to the kids' tastes and things like that. But I'm going to name a few restaurants in this area. And again, but just listen to the names. It's, we're not talking about, Susan's Fried Chicken, Johnny's Barbecue, Diane's Burgers, like all the, we have all that too, but, Rhubarb, Taco Temple, City Bakery, Creekside Tap House, Buxton Hall, Chai Panai, if I pronounce that right, Vivian, Ultimate Ice Cream, and the Hop Ice Cream Cafe, Manicomio, Ribs from 12 Bones, Asheville Taco and Taps. There's just all kinds of different food, especially in downtown Asheville. So if you are a foodie or just want to try something new, you're tired of always eating fried chicken and meatloaf or cheeseburgers and pizza. And there's nothing wrong with that stuff, by the way. If you look at my channel and the way I eat, I'm a lot of staples and that kind of stuff too. But if you want to try something new and you're into that, I got to tell you that Asheville, North Carolina has so much good food. So, so much, I think, gets fixated on, I want to go to East Tennessee for my vacation, but it is well worth a trip, the 2-hour jaunt on the interstate over to Asheville, North Carolina to explore downtown Asheville, and the all that it has to offer. And of course, there's so many places along the way that are so much fun too. You've got Cherokee and Maggie Valley, and of course, all the places that I've highlighted and the many more that I'll do. But sticking to food, look at that picture right there. That's not a stock photo. That is downtown Asheville at Rhubarb, was what the caption had said. That cafe outdoor dining. It's just some really cool stuff. And so let's see here. All About the Smokies says, I have to make it to Asheville sometime, and you should. It's a really neat place. And I don't want to say overlooked. It might be overlooked again by the entertainment side of what's on the other side of the mountains, but Asheville is not overlooked as far as people in the know about Asheville, because it's very well known. A lot of people want to live here. It's terrific food, arts, and culture. A lot of, the Biltmore, it draws droves of people just for that, the culture and the history. It's a fantastic place in Western North Carolina. Sarah Rathbone says, yes, it's a great bunch of food. And yeah, Sarah, if you're just, you said west or something of Asheville, I'm sure you get to enjoy. And of course, the outerlying areas do have all the little neat mom pa type restaurants that do have the local flavor and food. There are so many good places to eat in North Carolina. Foxy Wolf says Asheville is just a melting pot of a lot of things, but beauty is where it is. That could be in the Chamber of Commerce right there. What Foxy Wolf is saying. Rita said, have you tried your local pizza place yet? Are you still getting Papa John's? Yes, I got, in one of the upcoming videos, we did stop at a local pizza place that I had been to before, and that's where the spider was. Unfortunately, the inside of it is closed down, and it had a terrific atmosphere and fantastic pizza, A++. So it's a short part of the overall video, but I will show you the pizza. So yes, I have tried that. I almost said no, and I was just there yesterday. Asheville sounds really interesting. Gonna have to check it out sometime. Yeah, indeed. Even if you look it up on the internet, it's got a lot of cool stuff. And then if you go beyond that, one of the places I would have loved to have brought to you in a review, or at least shown a little bit of, is the Grove Park Inn. They have the Blue Ridge Artesian Buffet. Now, this is a go on your anniversary, $50 a plate kind of place, but you know, once a year for a Christmas dinner, anniversary, or birthday. But it is all you can eat crab legs and steak and fine dining buffet, just with the incredible mountain views, crystal clear across the Blue Ridge Mountains. Unbelievable. Some really neat places. Big Daddy says, as someone who comes to Asheville a couple times a year, here is where you eat. Barbecue, Buxton Hall. Yes. Breakfast, Early Girl Eatery, Pizza, Asheville Brewing Company. Yes. Lots of great suggestions there, Big Daddy. That is, those are, I have not been to Buxton Hall yet, or Early Girl Eatery. I'll have to check those out. Actually, or Asheville Brewing Company. Again, you know, because of the kids and the family, and especially compounded by what's going on this year, it's been a little more difficult to get out and about. Yes. Do love Asheville. The people of Asheville are super friendly as well. So the people help make that beauty. Yeah. A lot of good folks. You know, if you go downtown, it's kind of, you know, artsy fartsy and stuff like that, but it's really cool. And it's easy to walk because it's not like a major metropolitan, but it still has all the neat things of a downtown type area. So really cool. Here's for your sports fans. This was hot off the press. The Big Ten presidents moved to the verge of not playing college football this fall due to coronavirus concerns. I am an Ohio State Buckeye fan, big time, growing up in Central Ohio. I love the Ohio State Buckeyes. So if you're not a football fan, it just kind of stinks for those of us that do like it. But yeah, they're on the verge of not playing. It was kind of it hasn't been fully confirmed yet, but there have been people anonymously saying it. And there were presidents in the conference that were confirming it. Multiple persons with knowledge of the process said Monday morning that presidents voted 12-2 to end the season. So the Big Ten said Monday afternoon no official vote had taken place yet. So I am sad about that. It's just a sign of the times. I do, you know, all the scientific news and everything that the vaccine. What did I read? I could be misquoting the number. I could be. I swore I read that globally there are over 120 simultaneous competing vaccines in production and being, studied and produced. That's great news because that means this problem will go away and we will have something to combat it. But it really does stink this year. But from what I've seen from sports, aside from NASCAR, where NASCAR you can be and racing where you can be in separate cars, baseball's had a problem with teams getting infected with the virus, and I've seen high school sports have an issue with it. I'm really worried about the NFL because I have a feeling that if the NFL does go through the season, I'm a big Steelers fan. And whoever wins the Super Bowl, it's going to have like an asterisk under it, almost like, the year people went on strike. Not anybody's going on strike, but it's just not going to be a normal season with the normal fans and the normal operation. I have a feeling that whoever wins this year, it'll be like, oh yeah, you won the year the pandemic happened. That really wasn't a real football season. So anyway, we'll have to see how that goes. Smoky Mountain Hiker said, have you heard if they have opened any visitor centers on the Parkway yet? I always get a calendar from the Parkway, but no, they have been closed every time I went this year. Yeah, so I do not know, and I have not confirmed that. Let me see here if Asheville Center. Checking the Asheville. Oh, I think I've got the wrong one. Blue Ridge Parkway. Let me check. No. Well, okay. So Smoky Mountain Hiker. The Blue Ridge Parkway Visitor Center, which is the one closest to me. This is the Blue Ridge Parkway, so not Great Smoky Mountains National Park, because I don't believe Sugarland's Visitor Center is open yet. Are they? You can confirm that or not. But the Blue Ridge Parkway Visitor Center here says it is closed, but it opens at 9 a.m. Tuesday. Google is pretty good about showing if it has been closed or not due to the pandemic. And I am looking at the physical site, and I do not see a banner about it being closed. So this is the one at mile marker post 384. And so you could take a look at that and see if I'm sorry, let me get back to the right screen here. Take a look. Yeah. Oh, okay. Smoky Mountain Hiker says Sugarlands is open. Okay. When we went by there yesterday, we were there late. But so it sounds like maybe the one on the Blue Ridge Parkway is open. I have been meaning to go there recently as well because I don't know if you had seen my motorcycle ride up to Mount Mitchell, but I did stop there first, not to go inside. I just had noticed that it was closed. So, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Looking forward to getting back into those places. I too love the souvenirs. For any of you folks who like mountain souvenirs, the visitor centers are awesome for lots of reasons. One, they have the best souvenirs, like not the tchotchke junk stuff in like downtown. And well, I mean, there's some okay stuff like that. I'm talking about like in Gatlinburg and some of the other places. But if you want like a real quality souvenir, like Sugarland's Visitor Center, or if you get on the Blue Ridge Parkway, like a Smoky Mountain Hiker's talking about, something that's, an official piece of merchandise, definitely check that out. All right. So what else do we have? And to finish up, we have the 7-day Asheville, Western North Carolina forecast provided to us by WLOS. And once again, we have consistency is key here. We've got 40 to 70% chance of rain every single day, 85 the high, 86, 84, 83, 83, 84, 84, and lows in the mid 60s. Of course, as you change elevations, Asheville is about 2,200 feet. So if you're going to be higher than that, you can get a nice little cool down. If you're going to be lower than that, say hello to summer. So that, as for the news and notes of the week, that will do it for the news and notes of the week for August the 10th, 2020. All right. So somebody else is chiming in here. I know I could get it online, but I like the money to go. I like the money to go to the park. Yes. In reference to buying a souvenir. No, I do too. I don't want to order it online. I want to get it in person. Another thing, my second video I ever did, I quickly go through the Sugarlands Visitor Center. If you've never seen it, of course, there's a bunch of videos out there, but I do the Cataract Falls hike, which is like walking around the block, but it's a really, really great beginner hike for anybody who goes over to East Tennessee and Gatlinburg. It's probably the #1 beginner hike, and you get a beautiful falls at the end. But that visitor center has a nice video. Actually, my family got me the video on Blu-ray. It's about like the history of the Smoky Mountains. So they have a nice little like movie theater, a tiny movie theater. You can watch like that 10 or 12-minute video. They have like a little museum with oh gosh, why am I drawing a blank? They're like stuffed animals, but they're not stuffed animals. What is that called when they stuff a dead animal and then they oh goodness, somebody will put it in the chat. Anyway, they have all the different animals like from the park that you can look at with the plaque, and it'll say this is the such and such fox, and then it's got the picture, or it's got like leaves and tells you what kinds of trees, and they've got maps, and they've got the souvenir center and souvenir stuff, trail maps, taxidermy. Yes, thank you, Foxy Wolf. Taxidermy. They do the taxidermy, and they have the animals there. Yes, thank you, AZ Rock and Foxy Wolf. So yeah. Let's see. I agree. Visitors Center's info have a lot of great info and great merchandise as well. I'm a part of the national parks and contribute to all the parks. Yeah. So, that was, we're going back in time here. That was my 3rd video, I think. I talked about how I joined the Great Smoky Mountains National Park Friends and Family. And I think it was like $40. I should... Listen, I'm going to say 2 things. One, it's really just a donation or a contribution. And if you enjoy the parks, you shouldn't expect anything back. So I'll put a period on that. But they did entice me with the membership to say, you're going to get this thing called like Smoky's Life magazine. They showed me a copy and gave me one. They said, you're going to get this every 2 months and you get these discounts and all this stuff. Well, we only got one magazine in the entire year. Not every 2 months or every quarter. And it really was a little bit of a letdown. We never really used anything about it. Oh, real quick, goodbye to you. Yeah, Tony and Lenin, thank you for stopping by, and I hope you all enjoyed it, and I hope you all have a great week. So yeah, the friends and family membership that we got, if I buy it again, I would just consider a straight donation and not expect anything back. It's not that I just thought I was joining like a club or a membership that did it. It's just, they didn't end up sending me the magazines and all that stuff. So it was kind of stinky. Rita says, I know your wife will enjoy the anniversary dinner even more than going out because you will be putting your love into it. That's right. I'm going to grill those steaks. And, and I forgot to put my grilling picture on last night. That's all right. You guys will see it upcoming. Yeah, I will enjoy that. I will put my love into it. And that's, kind of one of my anniversary gifts, to her, is grilling out. And, but yeah, anyway, all right. I think we're hitting a point here in a couple minutes. We'll start wrapping up. I know I'm on late. I don't know how many of y'all, I don't have to do any kind of polling or anything, but, for those of you on the East Coast, especially people that have to work, this is definitely late. I think an ideal time to get on would be if I could come on a little bit earlier, like 7:30 or 8. Unfortunately, sometimes that's a little bit challenging, just depending on what's going on. I didn't even like 9 o'clock. That was a little bit late. I'm going to try next week. Oh, next week is my birthday. On Monday. Monday is my birthday. So will I be doing the live stream? That is a good question. I do not know. It's not that I have any grandiose plans. It's just, I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. So I will, as always, let you all know on Twitter if I'm going to have that live stream or not. But if I'm around, I probably will because I enjoy it. And we could enjoy together. So, yeah, that would be kind of fun. So that's about it. If I could get one last check on audio and video, how did it go tonight? Did the audio stay consistent? Because there's a new setup, so I'd appreciate it. And was the video okay? Hopefully, I had everything on lockdown here as I try to do. And yeah, birthday live stream, that would be fun, right? I will plan on it because especially this late in the day, there's nowhere that I'm going to be. So I'm going to tell you all right now, there is probably an 85 to 95% chance that I do the live stream. I would say there's a really, really good chance because I would like to hang out with you all. I think that would be a lot of fun. Oh, and Saxy Matt says I can play Happy Birthday, and Smoky Mountain Hiker. We don't if I don't early Happy Birthday, and I appreciate that. Hopefully, we will try to get together, and Saxy Matt can play Happy Birthday. Yeah. You are well worth staying up for. Well, I appreciate that. I'm very humbled by that feedback. That's nice. I hope you guys enjoy the conversation and hanging out. I love all your comments and your insight, whether we're talking about mountains or current events or experiences or food. I really like the diversity in the conversation. I really enjoy your guys' feedback. Thank you, Smoky Mountain Hiker. Audio and video was great. Thank you for that feedback. Sight and sound remain clear. Thank you so much. Happy birthday early. If we don't see you next week, audio and video were both good. Thank you. Sounds good. Mr. Mountain Man, audio and video was great. Yes. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's a big week. Everything going on. And even got oh, good. One of the best live streams out there. That is super meaningful to me. I appreciate that. I really do. I know I'm a smaller channel, and but if you guys like it and want to invite people, if they would enjoy the conversation, but if it's just us hanging out, remember Cheers? You guys, I didn't watch that show too much. I wasn't quite that old, but Cheers had all the regulars like Norm and everybody sitting around the bar. That's what this is, right? This is like all the regulars pull up a bar stool. We have a good conversation. We hang out, and yeah. Saxy had a question. You're using an audio interface, yeah? So I got the Scarlett Force-Right Solo is what I'm using with an XLR cable. I do have a video coming out with the equipment. This is the Rode Procaster. I did a lot of research on seeing what I wanted to do, how I wanted to set it up. And again, because these things don't really, for me, because I'm not a musician or anything like that, this investment will last me a lengthy amount of time. So I thought it was good. And because it's about the quality, not the quantity on this channel. I want that to follow suit here in the live stream. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that. AZ Rock says, have a good week, everyone. Be safe and be well. We always enjoy the live stream. Amen to that, Big Daddy. I appreciate that. Ted and Deborah Harrison as well. Yes, I remember Cheers, where everyone knows your name. That's right. And we know everybody's name here. I've heard of those. Nice. I use one too for my live streams. Very cool. Yeah. Well, I would expect you definitely have quite a bit of knowledge in this area. Live stream is perfect size, friendly people, and good info. Well, thank you so much. With that, there's nothing better else to say. Let's see, except for everyone, if you have not already, please be sure to hit the thumbs up. Thank you before leaving this evening, and have a safe and wonderful week. I second that. Everyone have a safe and wonderful week. Monday's not always the best day of the week. It's kind of, Monday, kind of getting the grind going. But at least we cap the evening off having a great conversation, getting together here in the Mr. Mountain Man community. I want to thank everyone who joined live. If you happen to have just joined late and missed the live stream, you can catch it on the youtube.com/Mr. Mountain Man. If you haven't subscribed, please feel free to subscribe, and you will get all the content notifications when I do post something. Feel free to join us every Monday when we do these live streams. And with that, I'm going to wish everyone a happy week, a great week, a safe week. You have a wonderful evening. And until next time, this is Mr. Mountain Man saying we will see you later. Have a good night, everyone, and take care.